Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, we're learning how to cut and sew this Bubu shirt dress with side ruffles. So this dress has a collar, as you can see. So guys, this video is very detailed, very easy to follow, and very beginners friendly. So make sure you watch this video till the end so that you won't miss out on any details. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you find it useful. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel if you're yet to subscribe, and also share with your loved ones. So for this style, I made use of 1.5 yards of Ankara fabric and 1 yard of organza fabric. And then we'll need our tape pro, our tailor's chalk, our scissors, and our ruler. So let's go ahead to fold the fabric. So we'll be cutting out the front and the back panels together, and I'm gonna head to fold my fabric. So this is the back panel and it's in a fold of two, and this is the front panel in a fold of two. So because this is a shirt bubble dress, the front panel is bigger than the back panel by 3 inches. So as you can see, I have 3 inches extra in front for the front panel. This is going to be the button allowance. So to get the wideness of fabric to fold, I first of all divided my shoulder to shoulder measurement by 2, and mine is 8 inches. So the sleeve for the Ankara part is 6 inches. So I have about 14 inches altogether. So I have a fold of 14 inches here. So first of all, I marked my shoulder to shoulder divided by 2, which is 8 inches. And then the remaining part of the fabric is 6 inches. This is going to fall as the sleeve. So remember, we'll be having organza at the sides of the dress. So it's going to extend my sleeve for to about 9 inches or 10 inches at that. So if you come over to check the bodies of your dress also, and you divide your hip by 4, mine is 11.5 inches, and then the remaining extra is going to just give it that bubble effect. I hope you guys understand. So it's going to, the remaining extra 3 or 4 inches there is going to give it that bubble effect. And the length of the dress I'm working with is 38 inches, but I cut out 40 inches because of folding at the base. So the remaining 2 inches is going to be for the folding allowance. So you can make use of any length you want for yours. So the first thing we want to do is to mark the neckline measurements. So the wideness of the neckline I worked with is 3 inches, and the depth of the neckline for the back panel is 1.5 inches since it's going to have a collar. And then the depth of the front panel neckline is 3 inches. So I'll go ahead to connect the necklines together this way. This is for the back panel. And then for the front panel, I'll just mark the width of the neckline on it this way and also curve it out. So this is what we have after connecting. So the next thing to do is to take the shoulder slope. So I'm going to come over to the edge of my fabric this way and come down by 1 inch. You can do 1.5 inches if you want. So go ahead to connect the neckline width down to the 1 inch mark. So after doing that, this is what we have. So this is basically all. Let's go ahead now to cut it out. So let's start cutting from the neckline. I'm going to take the front neckline first, and then I'll cut out the back neckline. So I'll go ahead to notch the 3 inches button allowance there so that I'll know where to fold in. So I'll go ahead to cut out the back neckline and take the shoulder slope. So after cutting, this is what we have. I'll separate them first before I open up the center front of the front panel. I'm going to just go ahead and open it up. So after cutting out and opening up, this is what it looks like, and you can see we have two pieces for the front panel. So the first thing we want to do is to take in the button allowance in front. So I'm going to set the back panel aside. So remember, we took out 3 inches for the button allowance. So I'm only going to be folding in 2 inches. The remaining 1 inch is going to overlap in front. I hope you guys understand. So I'm going to just go ahead and fold in this button allowance and stitch it all the way down. I'll stitch it all the way down. So you can iron your paper stay or your air stay to this part of your fabric to make it more stable before you fold it in. You can iron it to the button allowance area before you fold it in. So I'll go ahead to fold in the other side as well. I'll fold it in twice and leave the remaining 1 inch as the overlapping allowance. I hope you understand. I'm folding in 2 inches and I'll leave out 1 inch as my overlapping allowance. So then after doing that, I'll go ahead to join the shoulders together. So I'm going to take the back panel and place it on it this way, and then I'll merge the shoulder areas together and use 1/2 inch to join it all the way down. I'll do the same thing for the other side and join it all the way down. So when I'm done, So after I folded in the button allowance in front, this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna head to iron it out. This is what we have, and they're going to sit on each other this way. And I've also joined the shoulder areas together, just like I said earlier, and this is what it looks like. I also went ahead to iron it out. So this is what we have. So the next thing we want to do is to fix in the ruffles on the sides with our organza. So you're going to just go ahead to open up your dress this way. You want to measure what you have on the sides. So this is going to guide you on the length of organza to cut out. So go ahead to measure what you have at the sides of your dress. So measure from the back or from the front all the way down. So this is 60 inches here, and then I'll just measure the remaining part, which is about 15 inches. So I have 75 inches in total for the full length. So I'm going to multiply that by 2, which is 150 inches in length. So my organza is going to be 150 inches long, but if you want yours fuller, you can multiply by 3. So I'm going to leave the folding allowance out before I start joining my organza to my dress. So the wideness of my organza fabric is 6 inches. I'll use half inch to join to my dress, and then I'll take in half inch at the edge. So if you have your interlocking machine, you can go ahead to just interlock the rough edges all the way down. You don't need to fold it in, just use your interlocking machine. So I'm going to place the organza on the right side of my fabric this way, and then I'll leave 2 inches at the lower part for folding allowance, and I'll go ahead to gather the organza while I am stitching to my dress. So you can gather your organza first before you do this, and then when I'm done, I'll finish the rough edges and show you guys. So after joining the organza to the dress, this is what it looks like. So you can see the ruffles coming out really beautiful. So this is what we have, and I also do the same thing for the other side. So this is what it looks like on the other side as well. So the next thing we want to do now is to close up the sides of our dress. So I'm going to flip it to the wrong side this way, and then I would put my organza inside. I'll fix it into the right side of my fabric. Make sure you put this in carefully. So fixing your organza inside your dress this way. And then the next thing is to mark the round armhole measurement. So I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'll fix in the organza this way. So my round armhole measurement divided by 2 is 9 inches. So I'll go ahead to just mark that 9 inches from the shoulder point. I'll take 9 inches, and then from that point I'll just close up the side of my dress, starting from that 9 inches mark. I'll use half an inch to stitch it all the way down. So make sure that while you're stitching, your organza is on the right side of your dress. So close it up from the armhole measurement all the way down to the full length of the dress, or fix it in this way and stitch it all the way down. So you can use your pins to hold it down first before you stitch it to make it easier for you. So stitch it all the way down. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. I'll fix in the organza, take in my armhole measurement and close it up. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after closing up the sides of the dress, this is what it looks like, and this is how the organza came out on the sides. You can see how beautiful it looks. So this is what the front looks like. So I also went ahead to fold in the base of my dress. I folded it in twice with my 2 inches seam allowance for the base. So the next thing we want to do is to fix in the collar. So we're going to be using a simple cut together collar for this dress, and go ahead to measure the neckline of your dress. So do this accurately. So make sure you do this accurately. So measure what you have on the round neckline from front to back. So for me, I have about 18 inches there, as you can see. So right now I'm going to show you guys how to cut out the collar. So we're going to draft the collar on a paper for more clarity, and I have it in a fold of 2. So the first thing you want to do is to divide that round neck measurement you measured by 2. So mine is 18 inches divided by 2, that is 9 inches. So we're dividing by 2 because our paper is in a fold of 2, as you can see. So I'll mark that 9 inches, and the height of my collar and the collar stand is 3 inches, which is the height of the paper already. I'll form a straight line this way. And then so the next thing to do is to determine the height of your collar stand. So mine is going to be 1.5 inches, which is just half of the collar. Then I'll go ahead to connect the points together to roll a straight line this way. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come over to this point, which is the open angle of my paper, and take 1 inch. So remember, you can work with any size of collar that you want. So this is just what I want for mine. I'll go ahead to slant that 1 inch to the upper part, and then I'll form a curve down to this lower part for the collar stand. So this is what we have. So this is basically all for the collar. So I'll go ahead now to cut it out. So when you open up, you're going to have something that looks like this. So I'm going to cut out two pieces of this particular pattern, and then I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after cutting the collar, I went ahead to add half an inch all the way around it. This is going to be for the joining allowance. So I'll iron my paper stay to one side of the collar. I'll iron paper stay to only one piece of the fabric, the wrong side of the fabric. So when I'm done ironing, I'm going to place them right sides facing each other this way. And then using that half an inch allowance, I'm going to join it. I'm going to join it together all the way around it. So this lower part that I'll be attaching to the neckline, I'm going to fold in the half an inch. I'll iron it so that it's going to be stable. So you can do this first before you go ahead to close up your collar. Iron in half an inch for both fabrics, and then I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So guys, after I've stitched down the collar and turned it to the right side, this is what it looks like. So this is the half an inch I folded in, just like I said earlier, and you can see the paper stitch that I ironed inside. So the next thing to do is to attach the collar to the neckline of our dress. So I'm going to open up the neckline of my dress this way, and then this open angle of my collar, I'm going to fix my neckline into it. So what you're going to do is to fix in the neckline into the opening of your collar this way. You can use your pins to hold it down so that it's going to be easier for you. So fixing the neckline of your dress into the opening of the collar this way, and go ahead to stitch it all the way down. So just do this carefully, fixing the neckline into the, so if you measure your correct neckline, your neckline is going to fit perfectly into your collar opening this way. So I'll just keep fixing it into it while I stitch it all the way down. So you can see that the neckline fits perfectly into the collar opening. So when I'm done doing that, stitching it down, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So after fixing the collar, this is what it looks like. So you can see how beautiful this cut together collar came out, and it's very simple. I've also gone ahead to fold it and I ironed it out. So the last and final thing to do is to insert the buttons. So these are the buttons I'll be working with. These are the buttons I'll be working with. I'm going to start inserting it from the collar area. I'll start to sewing it. So you can make your buttons 3 inches apart from each other depending on what you want. I'm going to insert my buttons all the way down, and when I'm done stitching the buttons, I'm going to make the equivalent buttonholes on the other side of my dress. So this is where I'll be ending this video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful and I hope you learned something today. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.